So here it is, Jim, back with a 3-minute AD. It's been a long time, unfortunately. Life has tended to get in the way of things, which means that I'm working or doing other things. But fresh from the conferences of the fall and the early winter, I attended the New York State Apron Conference with Greg Warren back in November. And then we were at the national conference in Nashville for the NIAAA in December. And, previously, I think I told you that Todd and I had spoken at the superintendent's conference in September. So it's been pretty active. And then going a little under the weather, of course, doesn't help any. By the way, subscribe to the channel, ring the bells, give me the thumbs up, everything else that goes along with it. But today's 3-minute AD follows up on something that we got on the at the national. And I was asked to do a little workshop on what's really important in evaluating coaches. And what we got out of this was something that was pretty unexpected. The standard answers were good. We want them to supervise. We want them to have knowledge in the area that they're coaching, the skills knowledge. So sometimes we overstate the obvious on these things. But when asked for one word, simply one word that the ADs in the room could put down and say that this is something that they wanted, the word was relationships that popped out more than any other word that they said. And when even pressed further and asked what kind of relationships, one of the answers came back and said, does it really matter what kind of relationship it is? Whether it's a relationship with the coach and the player, the coach and the AD, the coach and the parent, coach and administration, the coach in the community, coach in the booster club, what does it really matter? And what we learned out of this, what the relationship is not limited to those things alone. It's even more important that your relationship with those same people is just as critical. And if we're not good at it, if we're not good at our own relationships, whether they're at home with our kids, with our husband, our wives, our significant others, whatever it may be, don't you see how that's really a part of the whole big picture, is developing a relationship? And now we have these adversarial ones where debate isn't permitted and we have to follow directives and orders. We have to be more proactive in how we address things. And I'm going to reach out to admins, to Sandy's, who is the union paper. Greg and I are writing an article for them right now. We talked about relationships with officials and what that has to do to change. Guys, if there's no other mantra we have for 2023 and going forward, it's developing that great relationship with whomever you work with, whomever you deal with, whomever is a part of your world. It's going to make so much better your position as an athletic director if you rise above this and be that person to develop those relationships. I wish I could have said that too. I was guilty of being adversarial with quite a few people, even my own colleagues I was adversarial with. And I used to use the excuse that it was just because of debate. Maybe I just wanted to be a pain in the neck that day and just be that guy. I regret certain things like that. And I think going forward, nobody's perfect, but at the same time, you can have a little bit of perfection within you if you look to manage those relationships and teach other people how to have those relationships, because then the conversations become a little easier. So I don't say I have all the answers to this, but I will say that the 150 ADs that showed up at the workshop that day, the 110 that showed up the next day, and the ones that were in our LTC 707 class that responded to the survey that we did, and to the ADs in New York State that responded to a survey that we did, relationships was the missing key. Relationships was the thing that was missing. And it took everyone putting that one word in to make that difference. So let's remember relationships. Let's teach others how to have those relationships. And let's work on us teaching others, especially administrators, on how to back us up and develop that key relationship. So when the tough decisions come down, it's a collaborative decision and not a directive. So this is Jim for the 3-minute AD, trying to get back in the game for 2023. I wish you all the best. Happy and healthy new year. And God bless you all. And we'll talk soon. Take care.